Good afternoon. Thanks for choosing me out of all the other people out on Fiverr. I really appreciate your business and your support. Um, I do want to say apologize if you hear any background noise. It's my dog walking around trying to find a spot to lay. Um, but let's move on. So read your message. Said you're struggling a little bit with 50 degree. I found Tiger Woods' swing from a little bit earlier in his career. Now he doesn't quite have a 50 degree, but it's definitely some kind of lofted club. We can assume it's a 9 iron or maybe an 8 iron, 7 iron, maybe not 7, but I would say 8 through pitching wedge. So it's still a good swing to compare to. Just a couple things, just from setup wise. This isn't the main what I want you to take from today, but this is whenever you fix what we're going to fix. These are some things to work on. I see almost our shoulders have like a negative tilt to them, which means our body is just too much up and down. All right, it's kind of tough to tell from this camera angle, but our body is pretty much straight up and down. Tiger, if I draw a line from his hip through his head, you can see how his head and his shoulders are tilted behind his target going this way. All right, so we want to tilt behind. So I want you to, I'm going to draw a purple line for this. Draw a line here. Like I said, this is for a little bit later, but I want you to tilt just a little bit more and get our shoulders just have a little bit more of an angle here. All right, now let's dive into why is our wedge going a little bit shorter. All right, so let's go up to the top, and I want to skip everything for now, but I want to show you what's going on here. Do you see this position here? We call this a flip. All right, we're not holding our impact, holding our hands ahead of our club through impact quite enough. I'm going to try back up here. Don't have the quite good frame there, but this is what's happening. Our club at impact is standing straight up and down with the ball, or it may even be a little bit negative, meaning our hands are a little bit behind us at impact. All right, so our hands, we're not adding any, or we're not decreasing the loft of the club. So I want to show you Tiger here over on the left side. Let me get down to impact here. See how well after impact he's still holding onto this angle that he's created. Whereas right here in this video, your right hand is already in front of your left. And I'm going to circle this here. Do you see how your right hand is in front of your left? On this side, Tiger's right hand is still behind his left hand. He's holding on to that club face and that angle a little bit longer, which decreases the loft. Decreasing the loft on the club face means less loft, which means further distance. So this is where you're losing your distance at a little bit. All right, now you're probably asking, Nick, how do I get there? How do I do that? So a couple things I want to add at our impact or our address. All right, I want your hands, I want your shaft to lean a little bit more this way. Bump your hands a little bit more this direction. All right, we're going to create our shaft ahead of the ball right immediately at impact, or right immediately at address. Okay. Now I'm going to do this here with Tiger too. See how he's got a little bit of lean forward? I want you to have a little bit of lean forward as well. Right now we're kind of straight up and down with the ball. It is actually straight up and down if we move the camera back a little bit. But like I said, let's bump those hands a little bit forward. And when we come into impact, we've got to continue to turn. All right, right now our hips stop. Let me go up here. See how the hips rotating? They rotate a little bit early here, but then there's no motion after that. I'm staring directly at the hips, there's almost zero turn. It almost just kind of stops here. So what I want you to do is pretend that you have a belt buckle on, kind of like here, like Tiger does. I want to get that belt buckle pointing out toward, let's call it right field. All right, a little bit later than you do now. All right, so hold off on turning those hips so hard early. Get that belt buckle pointed out. And then we're going to hold our hands ahead of that ball just a little bit more, a little bit longer. All right, from here, you should be thinking, and this is a really good swing thought too, there's a logo on your glove here. That wherever that logo is pointed at impact is where your ball is going to go. And you should be thinking that logo is leading both of your hands together through the shot. All right, we're going to keep that logo in front of the ball the whole time until well after impact, like Tiger does here, and then when he releases it to a full swing. All right, I'm going to play Tiger's swing here in fast motion. I'm going to slow it down. All right, and I want you to watch specifically the logo on his glove here. See how that logo is always leading, always leading. Even after the ball, it's still leading. And then it finally rolls over because gravity makes him. Again, watch the logo on his glove here. He's rotating, he's still rotating all the way through the ball. And his logo on the glove is always leading. Whereas right now, our logo is facing this direction at impact. All right, we want it to face this direction at impact. All right, let me use a couple different colors here. Right now, our logo faces this direction after impact, and I want you to face green. All right, and I'm going to back up here and kind of show you. Tiger's facing toward the target. Right now, you are the red arrow. When we get here, we're facing this direction. Our hands are flipping. Hold that angle. All right, when you hold that angle in front of the ball, just like we did at address. Let me back it up here. We talked about getting a little bit of shaft lean at address. Let me take away the arrow. I just want a line. We talked about adding a little shaft lean at address. That is where I want you at impact. All right, I want you to match that at impact. And I'll draw a line on Tiger's here. And I want you to watch and see that we match that at impact. And he's actually ahead of it. His impact is like this. But that's the point. You know, the point is I want you to get your hands bumped forward and deal off the face. Hold on to that face. Continue to rotate through the ball. You're going to get your distance back. I never charge people to just follow up with questions. All right, so feel free to do that. Send me another video after you work on this a little bit. I'd love to keep working with you if you find this helpful. Like I said, we got to get those hands ahead. We got to stop flipping. Keep your left hand moving in front the entire swing until you cannot anymore. All right, you'll get your distance back.